Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cozy Gamer Jessa. And if you're new here, this is our island Juniper. In today's video, we are going to be decorating and building around resident services. And if you don't want to watch me terraform and waterscape for 5 minutes and tell stories, then I would just skip ahead and get right to the decorating and pathing part of the build. Okay, so this build is going to include a lot of terraforming and waterscaping, and I did draw up a rough draft of what I wanted it to look like, and it's like one big section behind resident services, and it's like surrounded by a lake, and then there's a little portion in front, but we're not going to be decorating the portion in front. The main focus is going to be behind resident services and like directly in front of resident services, and we're going to be making a butterfly pond. And if you've never made one or you always wanted to make one, and I'm going to show you how I made it and the template I used so you can make it on your own island. So right now I'm making the lake that goes around the big like terraformed piece in the back, and I do not recommend doing what I'm doing because later on in the video I had a lot of difficulty building up and like rounding out the corners of my terraformed pieces because the lake was too close. So I'm not really sure how you would get around that other than just doing the terraforming and then doing the lake is what I would do in the future. But then again, that might be just as hard, so maybe it's just like a game type of thing, like it's just difficult to do terraforming around waterscaping, so maybe it's just something we have to live with. Anyways, on a more personal note, currently I am looking for a new job. I didn't like quit my job or anything, but I'm looking for a different field to work in because right now I work at a grocery store and I kind of hate it. So I'm trying to get into a hospital or like a clinic or something, but I really don't have any certifications other than BLS, basic life support. But fortunately, I have had an interview yesterday, so hopefully I hear back from them. It's just like an entry-level position, and once I start working there, hopefully it opens more opportunities for me. And I'm still gonna be making videos, but they might be like less, like maybe one video a week, depending on my new schedule and if I get a job, of course. So just a little heads up and a little update on that. Also, if you have any recommendations on entry-level positions in the healthcare field, I would literally love to hear them because I'm like going in blind and I don't want to pick a position that's like absolutely terrible, but they give me the job because it's absolutely terrible, you know what I mean? Okay. Moving on. So this is the part I had a lot of difficulty with. Right now I'm building up the terraforming on this little piece of land by the lake or river, whatever you want to call it. And I'm building it too close, which is my fault. And when I have to go back and round the edges, I have to actually like adjust the waterscaping so I can get to the edges and smooth it out. So it just took a longer time than it probably should have took. Also, after I fixed the terraformed pieces, I went back to fix the waterscaping pieces to put them back how they were, and this corner would not smooth out like at all, so I just had to keep it that way, and it's just the little pointy corner on this part of the build. Just for reference, this scene that like you're seeing right now is sped up 500%, so it took me an extremely long time to do this terraforming and waterscaping. I also had to cut a lot of it because I figured you didn't want to watch like 30 minutes of me terraforming. But we are moving on to the butterfly pond, and I got this template off of Pinterest. I couldn't read the name like at all at the end of the picture. Maybe you know who it is. I'm gonna try to find out and put it in the description down below so they can get credit for their template, but it was very helpful. And the first thing I did was make a line where I wanted the middle of the butterfly and then 2 squares where the bottom of the wings would meet, and then I just tried to build it off from there. So personally, I did struggle building this. It might be easier when you do it. Maybe there's an easier way to do it. But I think at the end it comes out really nicely, and I love ponds that are like shaped like a moon or a heart or a butterfly, because I love seeing that on the map. It just like it's so pretty. That's actually the main reason I picked this island map, is because it had a natural heart pond, and I'm like all for that. So this one already has a heart pond that we're gonna keep and probably like build around or like enhance in some way. So I'm just gonna compare what I built and compare it to my drawing, and it's pretty similar. I mean, you know, give or take, it's a drawing, but I think it came out really well. So it turns out where I put the campsite is way too close to resident services, so we're gonna have to find a new place to put that eventually. If you have any ideas, let me know. Also, I put these little stepping stones so you could like get across the river more easily. And if you're interested in the code, it is going to be on my Pinterest board. Like all the codes for this island are going to be there, my new pathing, my clothes, everything. So if you are interested in any of those, just click the link down below. So the first thing we're going to do when we start building is going to be placing down the path. And I have this really cool cobblestone, and I have a dirt path that I'm going to be using. And this is my first time using them on snow, so hopefully they look fine. I mean, while I was building this, I was even like contemplating changing the season to spring, because I was like, I don't know if all this white will look good with the path. So the plan is to keep it to winter, but still like progress through the days. Like we're not gonna like travel back in time to keep it winter forever. We're just gonna keep moving on till we do hit spring, because I feel like my island would look amazing in spring, but right now we're gonna make it kind of wintry because it is winter, and that's what we set out to do. So this is kind of my first time playing through winter on Animal Crossing. Usually I do like to play in fall or summer, but you know, we chose winter because it kind of lines up with the season we're in now, of course. I mean, it's very like not winter looking where I'm at now. I live in Pennsylvania, and we've only had snow like twice this year, and it's like just really brown outside, and it just does not scream winter. Like I wish we had snow and the ground was all white. So I'm kind of enjoying the Animal Crossing winter because, you know, I don't have it in real life right now. But I did hear that there is a snowstorm coming, so maybe we'll get a bunch of snow then, and then it'll look like winter finally, and not just brown and moist. So this build is going to have a lot of trees, a lot of bushes, a lot of flowers, mainly because it looks beautiful, but also I don't have a lot of Fairycore items at the moment. I might add more to this build once I do get more items, but we're just working with what I have, and it's, you know, not that much. But if you've watched my videos, you kind of know that I love to like pack my builds, like a little bit of the maximalist, if that's how you say it. Like I love to have a bunch of flowers and trees and bushes and items. Like I usually like pack it full, and I do plan on doing that to the whole island, like fully packed, fully decorated, just because that's like my build style and that's how I thrive. So now we're moving on to the top, and I'm just gonna be placing down path to kind of like fill up the area a little bit, but also so you have like a uniform like walking area. I mean, I don't imagine a lot of people or villagers coming up here to hang out, but if they were, there's going to be a little path for them to walk on. Also, I really wanted to get all the Hello Kitty items so I could use them throughout the island, but I lost my cards, like my campsite cards or whatever that I bought, and like I had them when I lived in Florida, and then when I moved I lost them. So now I can't get the items unless I go to Treasure Islands, and I haven't been able to find a Treasure Island that isn't, one, super packed, or two, has all the Hello Kitty items that I want. So I'm just like in this predicament, like do I buy the Hello Kitty cards again, or do I just keep trying, or do I keep looking for them? I have no idea where I would have put them because I've looked like in all of my boxes and I really don't have that much stuff. So it's like really hard to believe that I even lost them. So I'm not even sure. Maybe I accidentally threw them away, which is sad, but I mean, they were only like $5, I think. But it's really not a super big deal because eventually I will get them. Mark my words, I will get them Hello Kitty items. But also, there's a lot of other cute items that I can use throughout my island, like all the dreamy dolls, like the bunny and the bear, and like all the little things that we have. So I really love the Fairycore theme, and it really brings out the best in me, I feel like, because I love pink and purple, like in real life. And I don't know, it just makes me so happy to build in this type of style because I can use all these like, you know, cute and frilly things and all these pretty flowers. Like, I'm obsessed with the pink and purple and blue flowers and even some green flowers that I've been using. Like, I just love using those colors and I love this theme. And I have so many big ideas for our next builds. Like, I want a fairy village, a gyroid market, or like a gyroid forest. I want to do something with those gyroids because I have quite a few of them now and I just want to, like, I don't know, show them off, I guess. Also, I saw someone use the little doll houses as little fairy houses, and I really want to do that, but like do it on some like terraforming, so it's just like a big mountain of cute little houses, and I think that would look so adorable. And that might be coming up pretty soon because I've been collecting doll houses and I'm like super ready to build that. So if you're looking forward to any of those builds or just like the outcome of this island, I would suggest subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you get notified when I post. I do usually post once or twice a week. Currently I don't have set days, but usually there's one like in the beginning of the week and then one at the end of the week. So look forward to those. So right now I'm just placing down some dolls and some gnomes to just like add some decor. And I don't know if you noticed, but I used my first little butterfly model. Currently I only have one. I do plan on getting a lot more because, you know, it's a fairy island. I need like thousands of butterfly models. But I do wish I did have more butterfly models for this build, like in particular, because it's the butterfly pond and it would have been so adorable to have a bunch of little butterflies surrounding the pond. But I only had one, so I just placed it, you know, in the little circle on the ground. So I also am going to utilize some of the statues that you can get from Red because some of them do kind of match the theme and I think they look super awesome, especially the ones with the wings and the lady ones, I guess. It's just a matter of me getting them is the hard part. But I did get one for this build and I think it like matches it pretty well, and I like that it adds some height to the build because I like when my builds have varying heights, so when you look up it's like, you know, pretty skyline. So I'm gonna quickly finish up this build and then I'm gonna time travel to the next day. I did make it kind of dark out so we can do this tour. So I don't know about you, but I absolutely love the way this build came out. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I came out perfectly, just how I imagined it would. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. Maybe it gave you some inspiration and maybe you just like hanging out. I hope you feel it in your heart to leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you aren't already. And I hope you stay tuned for my next videos because they're going to be pretty amazing. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.